Sarah collapsed on the subway platform in Texas, clutching her empty stomach as strangers rushed past her like she was invisible. Through blurred vision, she saw a man in torn clothes and muddy shoes kneel beside her, offering the only thing he had, a half-eaten sandwich wrapped in newspaper. She had no idea that the homeless man saving her life would become her husband, or that he was hiding a secret worth $90 billion. Sarah Chen was 28 years old, working 3 jobs just to afford a cramped studio apartment in the city. Every morning she woke at 5 a.m. to clean office buildings. Then she'd rush to her shift at a coffee shop. At night she delivered food orders on her worn-out bicycle until her legs ached. She dreamed of simple things: a warm meal without checking the price, a day off without panic, maybe even going back to college someday. But every month, rent swallowed her paycheck. Her parents back in the countryside depended on the little money she could send home. Sarah was tired, so tired. Not just physically, but tired of being invisible. Tired of struggling alone. Tired of the gnawing fear that one emergency, one accident, one bad day could destroy everything she'd worked for. The city was beautiful, but only if you had money to see it. For Sarah, it was just concrete, noise, and endless survival. It happened on a Tuesday evening. Sarah hadn't eaten all day. She'd given her lunch money to cover an elderly customer's coffee after his card declined. By 9 p.m., her vision started swimming. The subway platform tilted beneath her feet. She collapsed. People stepped around her body like she was trash on the sidewalk. In a city of millions, no one stopped. No one cared. Except one man. He wore clothes that looked like they'd been fished from a dumpster. His hands were rough and dirty. His shoes had holes. But his eyes were gentle. Miss, can you hear me?" He helped her sit up, supporting her weight, even though he looked like he could barely support himself. "Here, please, eat this." A sandwich, slightly crushed, wrapped in yesterday's newspaper. It was probably the only food he had. Sarah's eyes filled with tears. I can't take your food." "I already ate," he lied, and she knew it was a lie, but she was too weak to argue. His name was David Lynn. And for reasons Sarah couldn't understand, this homeless stranger started showing up wherever she worked, not in a creepy way, but like a quiet guardian. He'd carry her heavy delivery bags. He'd save seats for her on the bus. He'd share his umbrella when it rained. "Why are you helping me?" she asked one night. "Because someone should," he said simply. "Because you deserve kindness." Over 6 months, David became Sarah's closest friend. They were both invisible people in an uncaring city, so they made each other visible. They shared cheap street food. They walked through parks at sunset. They talked about dreams neither of them thought would come true. David never talked about his past. "I made mistakes," he'd say quietly. "I'm trying to be better." Sarah didn't push. Everyone had pain they didn't want to share. When David proposed with a ring made from a twisted piece of wire, Sarah laughed and cried at the same time. Her friends thought she was insane. "You're marrying a homeless man?" her roommate gasped. "Sarah, what about your future? What about security?" "He's kinder than any man I've ever met," Sarah said firmly. "Money doesn't make someone a good person." But doubt crept in. They married at City Hall with 2 strangers as witnesses. No party, no celebration, just a paper certificate and a promise. Their life together was hard. They moved into Sarah's tiny apartment. David found work at construction sites, coming home exhausted and covered in dust. Sarah kept her 3 jobs. They counted every dollar. They argued about bills. They fell asleep, too tired to talk. One night, Sarah overheard David on the phone, his voice strange and cold. "I don't care what the board says. I'm not coming back. I meant what I said." "Who was that?" Sarah asked. "Wrong number," David said, but he wouldn't meet her eyes. Secrets started piling up. Strange people in expensive suits would appear on their street, watching their building. David would tense, make excuses, disappear for hours. Once, Sarah found a business card in his jacket pocket. Lintech Industries, private line. "David, what is this?" "It's nothing. Old life. It doesn't matter." But it did matter. Sarah felt the wall growing between them, built from lies she couldn't see but could feel pressing against her heart. Then David's friend Marcus showed up, a man in a $5,000 suit who looked at their apartment like it was a cage. "David, this is ridiculous. You've made your point. Come home. The company needs you. Your family needs you." "Get out," David said quietly. "Who is he?" Sarah demanded after Marcus left. "Someone from my past. Someone who doesn't understand that I don't want that life anymore." "What life? What are you hiding from me?" "Sarah, please, trust me. I'm the same person I've always been." But he wasn't. Or maybe he was, and she'd never known him at all. The breaking point came when Sarah's mother got sick. The hospital bills were crushing. $50,000 for surgery, money they'd never have in a lifetime. Sarah begged David for help. "There has to be something we can do. Your friend Marcus, he has money. Maybe he could lend." "I'll handle it," David said. "How? We barely make rent." "I said I'll handle it." 2 days later, the hospital called. The bill was paid, in full, anonymously. Sarah's hands shook as she confronted David. "What did you do? Did you borrow from dangerous people? Are we in debt to loan sharks? David, what did you do?" He just looked at her with those sad, gentle eyes. "I protected you. That's all I've ever tried to do." The truth came crashing down on a cold November morning. Sarah was delivering food when she saw David's picture on the side of a bus. A massive advertisement for Lintech Industries, the biggest technology company in the world. The headline read, "CEO David Lin, the man who disappeared." Her phone slipped from her hands. She ran home, burst through the door. David was sitting on their worn couch, head in his hands, like he'd been waiting for this moment. "Tell me it's not true," Sarah whispered. "Tell me that you're not." "I'm David Lin," he said quietly, "founder and CEO of Lintech Industries, net worth approximately $90 billion. I walked away 2 years ago because that life was killing me. I was so lonely I wanted to die." Sarah couldn't breathe. You lied to me. About everything. Our entire relationship is a lie." "No!" David stood, desperate. "Sarah, everything I felt, everything we shared, that was real. That was the only real thing in my life. I didn't lie about who I am. I didn't tell you about money that doesn't matter." "Doesn't matter?" Sarah's voice cracked. "I worked myself sick. I starved. I couldn't afford to save my own mother. And you watched me suffer when you could have helped with pocket change. I was going to tell you." "When? After I destroyed my body working 3 jobs? After I begged you for help?" Tears poured down her face. "You let me feel worthless. You let me think we were struggling together, but it was all just a game to you. Poor little rich boy playing at poverty. That's not fair. You want to know what's not fair?" Sarah's voice turned cold. "I married you when I thought you had nothing because I loved you. But you married me while lying about everything. You didn't trust me enough to tell me the truth. You didn't respect me enough to let me choose who I was marrying." "Sarah, please, get out. This is your apartment." "I know," she screamed. "And tomorrow it'll probably be yours too, right? Because you're David Lin and you own everything. But tonight I'm asking you to leave because I can't even look at you." David left, and Sarah collapsed on the floor, sobbing, feeling like her entire world had been built on sand. For 3 weeks, Sarah heard nothing. She went to work. She came home. She stared at the wire ring on her finger and cried until she had no tears left. Then a letter arrived, handwritten, 12 pages long. David explained everything, how the wealth had suffocated him, how people only saw his money, never his heart, how he'd walked away to find something real, something true. How meeting her had saved his life. "I know I hurt you by hiding the truth," he wrote. "I was a coward. I was so afraid that if you knew, you'd see me the way everyone else does, as a bank account, not a person. But you deserved honesty. You deserved the choice. I'm sorry I took that from you. The money is yours if you want it. The company is yours. Everything I have is yours. But if you never want to see me again, I understand. Just know that the man you married, the one who carried your bags and shared cheap noodles and fell asleep holding your hand, that man was real. That man loves you more than anything in this world, and he always will." Sarah read it 17 times. Her friends had opinions. "Take the money and run. He lied. You can't trust him. Give him another chance." Everyone had advice. Everyone knew what she should do. But only Sarah knew what her heart was saying. She found David in the place they'd first met, the subway platform where he'd given her his last sandwich. He looked thinner, sadder, lost. "I don't want your money," Sarah said. David's face crumbled. "I understand. I want the truth, all of it, always. No more secrets, no more protecting me from reality. If we do this, we do it as equals, as partners who trust each other with everything." Hope flickered in his eyes. "I can do that. I swear I can do that. And I want to keep working," Sarah continued. "Maybe not 3 jobs, but I need purpose. I need to feel like my life matters because of what I do, not what I have. Yes, anything. And," Sarah took a shaky breath, "and you need to forgive yourself for whatever happened before, because I can't love someone who hates himself. You're a good man, David, not because of your money, in spite of it." David pulled her close, and they stood there on the platform where strangers rushed past. 2 people who'd found each other in the loneliness of the world. A year later, Sarah and David renewed their vows, this time with family and friends, but still simple, still true to who they were. Sarah went back to school, studying social work. She and David started a foundation helping homeless youth, giving them not just money, but mentorship, dignity, and hope. David stepped back from the company, letting others run it while he focused on work that fed his soul. They lived in a modest house, not a mansion. They still took the subway sometimes. They still shared cheap street food because it reminded them of who they'd been and who they'd chosen to stay. Money hadn't fixed their problems. Money hadn't made them happy. What saved them was honesty, forgiveness, and the choice, made every single day, to see each other truly, completely, without masks or walls. Sarah learned that wealth isn't evil, but it can hide the soul if you're not careful. David learned that love without trust is just another kind of poverty. And together, they learned that the richest life isn't measured in dollars. It's measured in moments of truth, acts of kindness, and the courage to be vulnerable with another human being. Would you have forgiven David? Could you love someone who hid such a massive secret, even if their intentions were good? Leave your thoughts below. I'd love to hear what you would have done in Sarah's place. And if this story moved you, share it with someone who needs a reminder that true wealth is found in the heart, not the bank account.